Okay, on this week's YouTube video, I kind of wanted to discuss running our trail cameras on public land and what we've learned from that. Because there's a lot of trail cams have been discussed on this channel, and it's an area we're trying to improve on. And I think I have some notes from running these for guys looking to be more effective, be more efficient, and hopefully maybe even some gear related items, just so you can be more effective with your time, more effective with your money. And let's get started. So to paint a real world picture, we ran I think 10 cams on this piece of public and pulled 9 of them the other day between Zoe and myself. That was working from like 9 to about 2 o'clock. And those cams, some of them are further back in and takes some effort to get there. Others are close to the road just to maximize efficiencies. Out of those 9 cams, we located, I think, 4-ish good bucks, whether that been just one picture of them or a sequence, like multiple visits. But I would say at this point, 4 of them. And there's one that's significantly like better quality, definite shooter. The others are potential shooters. I don't want to sit here and claim to know it all or have these deer pegged by any means. But sometimes I do think it's tough to judge velvet bucks because of the shrink factor of velvet. Also, if you get the trail cam pick and let's say it's July 15th, there's still a lot of growing to be done. And I do think some of that, stemmed from volume shooting, like having 9 cameras on this piece versus if we only had 4, I don't know if we would have as many potentials to go after this year. A note I had here from an observation was the bean fields that we hung cameras on really didn't get hot until about the second week of July, just due to planting or just coming in as like a real big deal food source. Another note is we've hung a trail camera in this location that has a scrape that comes every fall or whatever. It's on a field edge. And again, that camera produced another like buck as far as a good buck. And that's back-to-back years. So I do think there is a note there that even if it is a field edge scrape in the middle of summer, it may not be a terrible idea to throw a camera on it because you may collect that inventory that you're looking for. We ran a lot of these on 3-shot bursts. And we noticed with the beans and, in that type of habitat, there's open air. So any sort of breeze is moving those beans and we get a lot of false triggers, a lot of items to go through on the SD cards that are just time wasters. And in fact, some of our SD cards we put in and all we did was literally look for sunrise, sunset times and middle of the night pictures because there's so many. We filled cards. We had cards fill up July 16th. Because of all the false pictures on beans. I think that elevated set issue, beans are moving, that camera's firing literally from like 10 to 2, it seemed like to be out. And I don't know if maybe that's the sun reflecting off those beans. Another thing I think to factor there is when we elevate these sets on the edges of beans that we're in like hedge thickets, or trees or whatever, there's generally not a perfect line of sight to the beans. There's always like canopy cover or like this stick is sticking in here or this branch in the upper left is moving. And so we get a lot of false triggers and it's awful. It's very, it sucks to go through the cards because you just sitting there and hitting the next arrow button. So if I could change that, maybe I run them on a 2-shot burst. But also note, we had probably the best buck. We had a 3-shot burst camera on a creek type crossing and we got him coming up at one angle, like head on, and you can see it's a good buck, but you don't know how good it is. But by the time he gets to the top of the creek ditch and turns, now we've got a second angle because we ran that camera on a 3-shot burst. And so it really painted the picture that buck's significantly better than our other potential targets. What else? I have a note here on the trail cams we ran on this piece in particular. They weren't as good of cameras. They were in that $50 to $70 range. And we felt the Browning in particular, which I will be doing a review on at a later date. It performed awesome during the day. Very good function. I liked the menu setup, but at night struggled. And in fact, all the budget-friendly trail cameras struggled at night to take quality pictures, coming from even say like an Exodus Trek camera that's it's still a budget-friendly version, $100 to $125, just depending what kind of sale or whatever they're running. That camera is significantly better on nighttime images than these $50 to $70 cameras. Obviously, the Lone Wolf Custom Gear camera, phenomenal. The higher end Exodus, the Lift is a much better camera, but these $50 to $70 cams suck at night, and that's kind of it sucks because a lot of your deer movement is at night. I think a lot of our buck pictures are all nocturnal -1. And that could be based on location at this point. We had decent amount of luck running these trail cameras on creek crossings or like trail systems through the woods, as far as not getting as many false triggers. It seems like the bean fields cause the false triggers, but like trails through the woods, for whatever reason, not near the false triggers. And so that's a note I have here. For you guys who buy like the packages, like here's the Spy Point. Dude, this SD card is pure junk. I have heard the same thing about the Muddy one. I thought, let me try the Spy Point out. Don't get tricked. Also, if you buy the Spy Point on Camofire, it shows you a picture of a ScanDisk SD card. That is a lie. It comes with this piece of shit Spy Point SD card, and as you can see, I snapped it in half, so I'll never use it again. I would say a final note here is 2 guys make the world a difference. Zoe and I split up to get our first couple cams out in the morning, and so we're doing different areas of the piece depending on size. That's really nice. And then we came together midway through the morning, and we worked together. And when you're working together, you can, we're refreshing some of these cameras, we're moving them, shifting them. It helps hanging them. He can hand stuff up to me, and he can tell me to angle that camera left, right, up, down, which is an awesome, help and a morale boost too, to walk some of those, long walks and talk to a buddy. So note there is having somebody else to help you with trail cams is a big key. Other than that, I'll be very interested. We still have a few farm country cams left to pull, and obviously our big wood stuff that we may not get into until September. But this is, a year that we've kind of taken a little bit more of our money and spent on trail cams, and tried to use that area as a weakness in our game and tried to just improve it. And even Dave's on board, who's never been a trail cam guy. He's spent some money and got a few cams, and is trying to add that to his arsenal. As always, season's approaching. Check out the channel. Plenty of former hunts on there. A couple other gear items. We'll definitely be cranking out the videos. Good luck this fall. Thanks for watching.